Hey guys, Zyger here. I wanted to bring you a new video today, and in this one I would like to do a preview of the Season 3 Crusader, because it looks like a big PTR patch, or multiple patches, have kind of dropped recently that is really going to throw a lot of changes, particularly at the Crusader class. So I wanted to kind of explain that and kind of tell you guys what kind of gear I'm going to be looking for, what I think the new meta is going to be, and some things that I'm still going to need to test out once that happens. So I wanted to kind of show you a gear set that I think is going to be particularly viable, and there's still going to be some alterations to this, but I think the basics are going to be that number one, Roland's is going to be a thing, and the meta is going to shift from the Akan set to Roland's set. I think that Furnace is going to be more desirable in general than any other weapon. And that's kind of typical for most classes right now, but for Crusader, we really only use that with the Stampede spec. Another thing is that we're going to have an opportunity to craft an amazing shield. So it's always good when you can craft one of your best items in a set. So let's just discuss that. Also, the new patches seem to introduce a new bracer that should change the way that we play the class also. So let's go into it. For starters, the Roland set. Alright, so the Roland set, you're going to want 4 pieces. I'm pretty sure that you're not going to want to go for 6 pieces unless they change the 6-piece bonus, because as of now, the 6-piece bonus is unchanged. Every use of shield bash or sweep attack that hits an enemy grants 20% increased attack speed for 3 seconds. It's pretty nice. Shield bash that does benefit a little bit, but it's actually going to dwindle your wrath, and it's going to make you run into wrath issues sometimes unless you have a really good generator. So it's going to be alright, but there's other better pieces that you can go with. I think that fire is going to be a thing. I think it's going to come down to either fire or physical. With shield bash, it looks like crumble is going to be one of the best attacks. And crumble, of course, gives you the fire damage, which is modified by the Mage Fist and the Cinder Coat. Now, Cinder Coat might be particularly good in this build because it also reduces the resource cost of your fire skills, which that rune is a fire rune of Shield Bash, so that should help. Further, crafting this Puro Morella shield will reduce the wrath cost of Shield Bash as well. So that gives another 40 to 50%. And I think on this shield, you're going to want to look for strength, critical hit chance, cooldown, and probably shield bash damage. But here's where the kicker is. With shield bash, you get an additional modifier for block. So the percentage block might actually end up being better on the shield. I have to do some math, and there's going to be some theory crafting around that, but we'll see which one benefits it more. So with the Roland set, I wanted to kind of show you guys what the new bonuses are going to be. So do away with the current bonuses. Pretend they don't exist on my gear. Instead of the 2 set, it's going to change from 500 strength to the following. Every use of shield bash and sweep attack reduces the cooldowns of your laws and defensive skills by 1 second. Which, that's really good for a 2-set bonus, guys. What that allows you to do with this set is it's going to allow you to refresh your Laws of Valor and your defensive skills much faster. They're going to have a much smaller cooldown. So what you're going to be able to do is do stuff like have Iron Skin up pretty much 24/7. You're going to be able to Shield Glare a ton. Iron Skin with Flash, you're going to be able to have that up almost all the time. Your Laws, your Provoke, and Shield Glare, they'll kind of pop. Every time you're doing the Shield Bash, spam, spam, spam. You can't see it right now because I'm not on PTR. But your cooldowns are going to be reduced by all your abilities. The only ability that this will not affect that I would probably run in this spec is Akrat's Champion. So it's basically going to be really nice. And as you can see, you can pretty much spam how I have this set up right now. You can pretty much spam Shield Bash over and over and over without running into rage issues. Now, here's the thing, though. I can't decide necessarily what is going to be the best law, and this is going to take some testing. I think it's going to maybe be Laws of Justice Decaying Strength, because this is going to reduce the damage you take by a ton. Movable object might actually be alright too, but decaying strength is really going to cut down on the mitigation that you take. Laws of Valor, I don't think you're going to need Unstoppable Force, but critical might be a very good choice too, so that's going to definitely require some testing. So you're definitely going to want a Furnace. It's going to be the best one for this build. Stronger Embracer is actually, here's the new item, guys, that I wanted to show you guys, is this Dracon's Lesson. It's this new item that's going to be put into the game, and it really is going to be a lot better. It's really going to be one of the best items that we can shoot for, and it might be the last item that we consistently gamble for, because what this shield does is it's going to just let your single target damage fly through the roof. When Shield Bash hits 3 or less enemies, its damage is increased by 300 to 400%, and 50% of its wrath cost is refunded. So here's another further refunding of the wrath cost. You're going to do a ton more damage. It's going to go up to 400, so if you get that lucky one that's, close to 400, you're going to be awesome with the right rolls. And yeah, it's going to be the way to go. Now, for the sake of this, I have some fire gear and some physical gear because I haven't really re-rolled all my gear. But it's either going to be between the two, fire or physical, I think. We're going to have a shift from holy to fire and physical. And I think these gems are going to be the best. I think Bane of the Trapped, Pain Enhancer is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be better for physical, obviously, but I think it still might have a place for fire. And I'm saying that Goguka Swiftness. Now, I think that the third gem, there might be some room for change. And gems are going to be something that I'm going to have to continually reassess in this build. But I think that there might be other options like Esoteric Alteration. If you can keep your stacks up, Taeguk may be a thing. I'd have to do some additional testing to see if that's the case. But I think that, for sure, for physical, you're going to want a Pain Enhancer. And Goguk, it's kind of teetering between that and some other options. Now, I think that Witching Hour might have a shot at overlapsing Vigilante Belt. You're actually not going to have to stack tons and tons of cooldown for this spec, because you're going to have so much cooldown from the Roland's 2-piece bonus that you're not going to really need as much cooldown as you would, say, with the Akan set. At the same time, additional cooldown will help your Akarat's Champion, which does, of course, give us a damage boost. With Prophet, we all know how much more EHP/mitigation that gives. But it's gonna still kind of require some testing. What I've seen on the PTR guys is basically shield bashes that can do from 5 to 10 billion damage crits. It's really kind of ridiculous. So we're gonna go from a class that, clears out the rift super fast, but then the Rift Guardians take, 10 minutes at the higher level G rifts, 7 to 10 minutes or some of those. But now it's going to be the case where Greater Rift Guardians in the mid 50s are going to take 1 to 2 minutes. If you get a good one, it's going to take less. It's really going to change the way we play, and it's really going to give the Crusader amazing single target damage. So this is definitely a spec that I'm going to be on the look for. I'm definitely going to be working on some of the gems to test those. But I really think Puro Morella is the way to go. Furnace is for sure the way to go. It's going to go between fire and physical. If you don't go fire, you can maybe wear the 6-piece and not have to wear a Royal Ring of Grandeur, maybe. It's also going to be a question as to whether we want to be using the Royal Ring of Grandeur and an SOJ, or the Focus and Restraint seem to be pretty good on the PTR as well right now, guys. So these are some questions we're going to have to work out with the Crusader, but this should be an adequate preview to show you guys what the meta is going to be like. Like I said, that new Dracon's Lesson here, guys, that is going to change a lot of stuff for us. So we really have to kind of keep tabs on this stuff, because our class is really going to be changing in I'm just going to give a bold prediction right now. I think that the Crusader class is going to be kind of the flavor of the season class in Season 3, much like kind of Monk is right now. I think that its power level, as long as the changes pretty much stick, is going to be perceived as very high. People are going to be interested in this class and definitely want to play it. So that's what to look out for, guys. I'll be bringing you more content with Roland's and Shield Bash at a future date when this stuff tends to be a little bit more solidified as to, what are the best pieces. But this is kind of a guide and what I'm kind of looking for, and it'll be really interesting to see how this develops, guys. So hope that helps you guys. Catch me in stream, www.twitch.tv/Zygor. That's XYGOR. Catch you in the stream. And thanks. Have a good one.